Hello, good evening. This is Richard. Today I'm going to discuss with you 5 steps to start a farm as a beginner. Starting a farm or an agriculture business can be profitable if well planned. Here are 5 keys to success of agriculture that I'm going to share with you right now. You can note them down. One is research and choose your niche. That's number 1. Number 2 is develop a business plan so that you know your strategies. Number 3, secure land so that you'll be able to plan or cultivate or do your poultry business. Number 4, you need to obtain a license and permits from government officials if necessary. Number 5, you're going to start farming and your market. You need to go to the market, analyze, assess what you can plant and what you can sell so that you don't regret after you harvest. Okay, so we are going to start with number 1, which is research and choose your niche. Identifying it is the high demands of crops, livestock, and agri products. These things, you need to go to the market first and identify the consumption in your specific area, being it vegetables, cereal crops, or even livestock. For example, poultry farming, piggery farming, or goat farming. So you will choose one of these after you make sure of what is going in the market. Otherwise, you will regret starting that farm. So that is number 1. And then you also study market trends, competition, and government policies. Consider climate, soil, and water availability in the area that you are going to use as your farm. So like I mentioned, without this, you cannot start a farm. Unless you want to do a seasonal farm, which is of no good return to your business, if it is going to be as a business. Unless if you want to do it for consumption, like food consumption within your home or within small community. But if you want to go business, you need to get where you have a water source. That is for number 1. So when we talk about develop a business plan, is you need to consider, like, a plan is a strategic of the whole business, starting from board of directors, being it the farmer, being it someone who manages, being it someone who is in the finance, and someone who goes to the market to do marketing. But as a beginner, you can start by doing all this yourself because it is only going to be a small farm and you can navigate through all this. That is for beginners, okay? And then thirdly is secure land and resources. Now after you got your land and you get the market, you need to allocate what is called capital. Without capital, of course, it is very difficult to start a farm. Some of you can say they start their farm from scratch, but from scratch does not mean they do not have anything in pockets. At least you need to go cut trees, you need to eat, you need transport to the location where you will be farming. So you should consider all this. This one needs money. And if you're able to have this one, then you can start your farm without any doubt. So these are the basic things that you need. If you don't have money, maybe you can get a loan, or maybe a family can help you provide that. But for beginners, I will not advise you to go for a loan because you're still beginning, and if you don't manage well, it will get you into a big trouble. So try to get money from a family member, or if you have already saved, you can use that saving and then you start while you're doing other things to generate your money. Okay, and then we go to number 4, which is obtaining license and permit. This one, like I mentioned earlier, it depends entirely where you are, because in some places like my area, when you're still a beginner, you don't need all this. What you need is a place to plant and a place with water, so that you can irrigate when there is no rain enough, so that your crops or vegetables succeed. And if you're doing livestock, you need to make shelters and get someone who's at least knowledgeable about raising these livestock. Otherwise, they need vaccines, and some of them need good care to be taken of them. So that is number 4. And then finally we get to our last, which is start farming and market your products. Begin cultivation or livestock rearing with best practice. So when we say begin cultivation, so when you know you're going to start cultivation, you need to have some tools for your work, maybe a hoe, a rack, or even a spade. This all can work in the garden. So it is very important to have all this, plus a gumboot for you and for someone that will be helping you do the work. And then build a sales network. Building a sales network requires someone who is very smart. You go to the market, you assess, and you jokingly buy things, and you understand. Sometimes you can ask people, they will not tell you the real thing, because they will see you as a competitor from the beginning. But what you can do best is you go, you do shopping, and then you come, then you will find out later. Thank you. And then use branding, social media and stuff. But if it is still a beginner, you don't need all this. This one is for someone who is in now middle class of farming. You can do all this to accomplish most of your goals. But for beginning, you should concentrate on finding the location, finding grant or the money, capital that you will invest, and then people that will work with you. So these are the basic things for beginners. And follow me for more episodes. We shall be discussing step by step as we move forward. Thank you.